Alrighty then. Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's Ned over My Philippine Dreams and to the east of the D over at MPD, coming at you from Dumaguete City, the city of gentle people, here on Negros Oriental. Okay, it was actually a rainy afternoon. It's been raining all afternoon. It's very dark outside, but that's actually good because we get too much shade and our lawn's dying, so it needs water. Fresh off the local news outlets is yet another example of how things are different in the Philippines. Our most recent case involves a German American. Apparently, he was raised in Germany, then later was afforded American citizenship through some means, who allegedly acted out a bit on Iloilo, which is a city on Panay, which is an island northwest, a little bit northwest of Negros Oriental and Occidental. It's actually it's a really short ferry ride. And actually, it's about 500,000 people live there. Its nickname is the Asian City of Love. And it's where Shane lives. Hi, Shane. And he's now being charged with what is colloquially known in the Philippines as oral defamation and scandal charges. Jeremy Joseph Sasha Blodgett is the 35-year-old multinational involved in the alleged incident. According to his Facebook, he is in a relationship with a Filipina fiancé, has a young child, and has been working in Iloilo as a restaurant manager since February of 2017. Actually, the specialty wrap restaurant, it's called Punto Resto, is very highly rated on Facebook. It's got 19 reviews and it's gotten 5 stars. Also on his Facebook page is Jeremy noting that he also worked as a mobile equipment servicer, mechanic maybe, in the military, and also worked for a catering firm in Maryland. It also shows him as attending school in Germany as a child, so perhaps he received a special immigrant visa based on service in the U.S. military. That's actually pretty common. According to published reports, and I'll put all the links below in the video description box, Mr. Blodgett was at the Skyhawk Resto Bar in Iloilo this past Tuesday evening. Skyhawk is a rather large establishment that seems to hold a good number of good-sized musical performances. It's a big venue for bands. On or around 1:40 a.m. that Tuesday evening, the 21-year-old Skyhawk security guard, one Edsel Delphin, urged Blodgett to go home as Delphin stated that he was acting unruly. Blodgett, and this is 1:40 a.m. in the morning, apparently wasn't ready to leave, and according to the police report, started to defame the young security guard. What Blodgett said, allegedly by way of said defamation, is not actually known as it's not noted on the police report. The Panay News then stated that security guard Delphin then arrested Blodgett and took him down to the local police station where the German American was placed in custody. Now, if he's a security guard, he's probably got a firearm. I don't know if he pulled the firearm on him or if, Mr. Blodgett's condition was such that he just, willingly went along with him or whatever. It's not detailed in any of the information. As of this time, as of this moment, it is not known if Blodgett is still in custody or whether or not he is facing any formal charges. Unlike many other countries, defamation in the Philippines is a big deal that can result in monetary fines and, or more tellingly, imprisonment. Pointedly defined, it involves speaking base and defamatory words which tend to prejudice another or his reputation. It can occur through acts of yelling, retaliation, or any heated argument presenting baseless information. Even insinuation or overtones of false information or contest can be considered oral defamation in the Philippines. If convicted of said oral defamation, the guilty party can both be fined and sentenced to prison here in the Philippines for up to 2 years and 4 months. Also keep in mind that slander, oral defamation in the Philippines is related to, but separate from, their libel laws. The libel laws here are pretty crazy. In the case of libel in the Philippines, you can actually be found guilty of impugning someone's reputation, even if the libelous comments or statements are true, which is not something that we have in other places in the world. These laws, as I've been saying, are unique to the Philippines, and once again may have something to do with the concept of amor proprio. I've talked about this in previous videos. That's face, that's self-respect, that's someone's pride, and the avoidance of shame, which here in the Philippines they refer to as hiya. I am not an expert on these matters, But the avoidance of shame, especially in Philippines libel laws where people can be prosecuted for truthful statements, seems to be a priority here more often than not. As for Mr. Blodgett, it seems that before formal charges are taken to the courts, there is some required provision of trying to work it out first at the barangay level. Typically, the elected barangay captain is presented with both versions of the alleged events, and he attempts to arbitrate some sort of compromise. If they can't agree on a solution, however, the case then moves on, or can move on, to the courts if Mr. Delphin, the security guard, wants to pursue it. And from there, it can take years to adjudicate the charges. Okay, so as foreigners coming to a foreign land, we have to keep in mind laws such as this. For just saying something nasty to somebody, for speaking down for somebody, these charges can be brought against you. Initially seek to work it out, again, at the local level, but it can then go to the courts and can take years to adjudicate. It's a situation we don't want to get in. I have stated this before and I'll continue to state it. I try to avoid all altercations or problems with Filipinos. Usually Filipinos, and I hate to stereotype, but they're also trying to avoid confrontation 9 times out of 10. So it usually works out pretty well. This is something to keep in mind. This is a concern, and I'm not sure how the situation's going to work out for Mr. Blodgett. I hope they can come to some sort of compromise, and a positive outcome can ensue for all involved parties. Because it looks like this was maybe a situation, and I'm assuming here, I'm making an inference at 1:40 a.m. in the morning, maybe somebody had too much to drink and was being a little bit unruly. I'm not sure. Keep in mind that, again, these are all allegations. Nothing has been proven yet. So let's give Mr. Blodgett the benefit of the doubt. All right, that's all I got today. I got a whole bunch of work I got to do, and Lynn's going to be working pretty soon. She starts working in an hour. So until next time, this is Ned over my Philippine dreams. Stay out of trouble. Don't be defaming people. And keep dreaming the dream, man. Peace.
Hey, if you consider our work to be of any value, consider supporting us on Patreon. If you're a Patreon, you get a free copy of my ebook, and we do monthly Google Hangouts. So consider doing that, if you would please.